Now that we talked about the working environment and tools of a designer, we can spend more time to take a closer look at the most useful and important applications used for design. As I mentioned earlier, Adobe products are aimed for professional use, and they are the industry standard design applications for print, web, and video. Adobe is a creative powerhouse of tools that fuels and inspires the creative industry to produce more and more amazing artwork. Adobe's flagship software, Photoshop, is the world's leader in digital imaging. It's insanely popular. It has more than 5 million fans on Facebook. There are Photoshop shows and seminars around the world on a daily basis. It became a term for photo manipulation, and it has its own celebrities. The main user groups of Photoshop are photographers, designers, web professionals, and video professionals. It has a tremendous amount of features, which makes it very complex. Photoshop is great for image editing, photo retouch, digital art, web design, and so much more. Learning Photoshop can be fun, but challenging at the same time. To understand the way it works, you need to be aware of digital image theories to some extent, plus you have to get familiar with layers, masking, adjustments, editing images, and a lot of other things. There are many self-taught users thanks to the huge amount of tutorials online and Photoshop magazines. There are also hundreds of Adobe training centers around the world where you can learn from Adobe certified instructors like myself. Studying Photoshop from random tutorials is a possible way to learn it, but you might end up using it with some misunderstood concepts or flows that will cause some serious headache once you work for real clients. I have been teaching Photoshop for many years and working with it on a daily basis as a designer, and I came up with a very effective way of teaching it. I realized that there is no point of going through all the features one by one and try to force someone to learn them. Giving a feature tour won't take you anywhere. Literally. I prefer to teach Photoshop based on the skills you need to acquire to become a designer. A good example is working with layers. It is a pretty simple concept, but to make the most of it, you have to understand a lot of different things that you might find in tutorials scattered around the internet, intended for different types of users. This type of modular teaching method proved to work extremely well in classroom and online. You will find some of the essential skills for designers courses already available to subscribe to, and I'm continuously working on all the other skills to be covered. My aim is to help you learn everything you need to work with Photoshop as a professional, and I don't want to stop at only teaching you the essential skills. These are just the foundation, but then you have to decide what do you want to specialize in. The main areas for Photoshop professionals are print design, web, tablet and mobile design, photo retouch, and digital art. Once you have your foundation, you can learn more from my advanced courses for these areas of expertise. Last but not least, you will need guidance on how to get out there and start your career using Photoshop as a freelancer or working for an agency or studio. I am planning to share a lot of useful knowledge I gathered throughout the years in the industry with you in my Getting Recognized courses. Following these 3 steps, essential skills, specialization, and getting recognized, you can become a professional Photoshop user and find your place in the creative industry. These courses will lead you all the way from the very basics to the most effective ways of marketing yourself and finding potential clients or employers. To be able to check your progress of this journey, I created a PDF for you which you can download and take notes on. This is a guide for you on the things you need to know as a designer, and you can decide to follow it with my courses or learn about them from other sources. All in all, Photoshop is a versatile design application that every designer should know well. It might be daunting to start learning about it, but the more you know about it, the more fun it gets to use it.